We're drafting live for week number 9, graveyard style. We're here pretty much almost every night, graveyard style, doing the late night stream. So buckle up, Buttercup. We're doing some live drafts. The fantasy football show begins right now.
Live from the fantasyfootballshow.com studios.
It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live!
Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Live whenever news breaks, and also live a lot of graveyard shifts for you guys to do some live drafts. Appreciate every single one of you being here. And honestly, we're going to kick it straight off right now, jumping into a Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty Draft. If you don't have an account already on Underdog, they'll double your first deposit up to $500 by using the link that I'm going to drop in the live chat right now. I'll pin said link, and then you guys can click that. It's in the description of every video as well. And you could also use code Smitty if you like. Code Smitty will effectively do the same exact thing. It'll enter my code Smitty, will enter you up to $500, get you $500, double your first deposit at Underdog Fantasy. So link in description, link pinned in the live chat, code Smitty, all does the same thing. We're going to jump straight into a draft and appreciate every single one of you who have filed on in. Dark Knight dropping a super chat. First super chat of the evening always gets a standing ovation. So Dark Knight, what's up, big dog?
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
Dark Knight to the moon, what's up, my guy? Okay, let's jump straight into a draft, shall we? Anybody wants to partake, the link is in the description and pinned in the live chat, and code Smitty does it as well. So let's jump straight in, and let's call it Battle Royale week number 9. Hit that right there and click the green button. There is a little bit of a YouTube delay, so as soon as I see that green button on my stream, I'll know we're all queued up. So you've already hit the button, you've already jumped into it. Your boy Smitty is going to, I gotta unplug whenever I want to click it, because when I plug into my computer, it wants to know my location, and it can't do that for some reason when my phone's plugged in. Okay, so here we go. I've joined it. Draft is filling up as we speak. It is full. Don't worry if you missed out. We're gonna do more of these. We're gonna do multiple drafts. You don't have to worry at all. File on in, hit that like button on your way in the door. How many people we have in here right now? About 100. Punch the thumb up button if you could. Your boy's drafting from the 2 spot. Let's see what I'm going to do. Now, the topic of tonight is, well, the thumbnail is Alvin Kamara. And the question is Alvin Kamara the number 1 running back in week number 9? According to the rankings here, he is the number 1 overall pick. Curious to know if you guys agree with that. Barkley's running back 2, JT's running back 3, Bijan's running back 4, Jacobs running back 5. And these running backs are just the morning and afternoon slate of games RBs. So you'll see some RBs not on here, obviously. But in total, I think Kamara is still ranked across the industry as the number 1 running back this week. So I'm curious to know if you guys feel the same. If you missed in this draft, you can get in the next draft. Don't even worry. Riviera with the $5 hauler, full PPR. Thank you, Riviera. Watson, Jones, Roschon. I'm going to go. Is that Aaron Jones or Julio Jones? You got to be specific, my guy. So Kamara just went. I'm going to go. Let's go. Honestly, I feel like you need these RBs. I'm going to go with Lamar on this particular draft. There's so few QBs. There's so few QBs that are available. Riviera, appreciate your super chat. Drop Roschon for Singletary. I would definitely do that. Singletary's a pretty decent play this week. Herbert on IR. Pierce is out. Kind of nervous with Pickens this week, and Amon-Ra St. Brown on a bye. If that's Aaron Jones, you're starting Aaron Jones. If that's Julio Jones, I don't know why he'd even be in the conversation. If it's Aaron Jones, you got to go Aaron Jones. Watson's, I still like Watson, but Big T traded Mostert and Stevenson for Kupp and Stroud. I like that, Big T. I'll Smitty approve that all day.
You've just been.
I like that, bro. Give me that. Look, Mostert's not bad at all, but I'd definitely take that other side. So nice job, Big T. Big T in the building. Appreciate your super chat, my big man. This right here, Riviera says, oh, this is the same one. Thank you, Riviera. And I do see you said Aaron Jones. Yeah, definitely put at least a initial in there or something, so you don't have me saying the wrong thing. $5 hauler from South. Appreciate you coming in strong. Let me draft real quick. Okay, so Lamar. I took Lamar. It's tough not drafting Cooper Kupp, even though you worry about Stafford playing. Probably not. Fields, Kupp, Puka, Amon-Ra, Ridley, Flowers, White, Pacheco, Madison, Fournette, Hawkinson, Kincaid. Any moves? I would try and trade Rashad White if I could. Pacheco and potentially. I mean, your wide receivers are great. If you can only start 3 of them, then you need to trade 1. If you could start 1 as a flex or whatever, then I don't mind rolling with all of them. Pacheco and Rashad White's kind of thin at running back. Kincaid, Hawkinson, your only move. You have no moves really. You can't sell Puka high. You can't sell Kupp high. You can't sell Ridley high. Amon-Ra's on a bye. You could try and sell Amon-Ra and divide him into 2 players, like an Achane and a Debo or something like that. That's, I guess, one move. Maybe you have 2 moves. Your other move is you move one of your tight ends to upgrade your quarterback or to upgrade at running back. So Rashad White and whichever tight end the owner wants to get from you, probably Hawkinson, and you get their RB, their upgraded RB from Rashad White. That's your only play. Like, you need to go to the tight end needy teams, figure out what you can do. Damn. I think Olave bounces back this week. So we'll go Cooper Kupp, Lamar, Cooper Kupp, Olave. That's your only move. You have to get rid of one of those tight ends. You got to go to the tight end needy teams, and you can't be like specific about who you want to hang on to because you got to take what you can get. But you do need to make a move for an RB. JT's a good upgrade at RB. Swift, Pollard. I mean, it's going to be hard to get Breece Hall. Gibbs on a bye. Maybe somebody wants to sell him low. You got to make a move using a tight end, bro. Should I start Gus, Chuba, or Henderson? I'd probably go... I guess Gus. Gus Bus if I had to pick. Henderson's not bad, though. That boy with a $5 hauler had Puka, Devonta Smith, Dotson as my starting 3 wide receivers, Palmer, Reed, and on the bench. Do I trade one of the 4 RBs I have, Gibbs, Pollard, Saquon, Barkley, for a wide receiver? Absolutely. And honestly, I mean, Pollard or Saquon I could trade. I'd probably say trade Saquon for Kupp, for Puka, for Lamb, for obviously St. Brown, but that's going to be hard to do. There's a gauntlet of wide receivers right around that territory, and I think one of those RBs should get you one, but I definitely would consider trading, sure. Let's see here. I'm putting a lot of my eggs in one basket here. Lamar, Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, and Chris Olave. Hey, I don't know. Feels, like I'm going to need a lot to happen, but definitely, let's see, have Puka, Devonta Smith, Dotson as my starting 3 wide receivers, Palmer, Reed, bench. Do I trade one of those for, yes, okay. Just want to reread it, make sure I have it correct. I think Pollard gets you Saquon gets you a little more than Pollard right now, which is odd, but I don't know. I mean, Pollard has been struggling. DeMario or Shaheed, who would you pick up? Probably Shaheed by a hair, but I think they Both have the same probably opportunity. I trade McCaffrey for Kelsey straight up. No, man. You know, McCaffrey's got a lot more value, my man. McCaffrey would be the number 1 overall pick. Oh, Aaron Jones pop-off week. Let's go. Let's go. So your boys' team. Looking, that's not him. This is me right here. Hold on. I've got Lamar, Aaron Jones. They say they're going to unleash him. Cup, Olave, Puka. It's going to be a pretty bad squad, though, in a bad way. Not a bad, like, awesome bad. Like in a bad. Just because, I mean, if Stafford's out, who the hell knows what we're going to even get. Whoops. Yeah, Pop Douglas should, that wide receiver room is banged up, so he should be getting some decent volume for sure this week. This is a good week to use him. Could be a pop star this week. Pop Douglas. Okay, your best option here probably is going to be McBride, Smitty. All right, here's my team. Lamar, Aaron Jones, Cooper Kupp, Olave, Puka, and McBride. Let's see where they rank everybody at the end of this. I have been getting ranked relatively high on every draft I've been doing the last like week. I've been usually like 1 or 2. Hopefully that translates into some sort of win this week. I'm getting a good vibe. I had a good vibe last week, though. I had a good team, too. So I have the highest ranked team. There we go. 75.6 projected points. I feel like I'm drafting on the money right now. It's got to translate. It's got to translate. Come on. We can do it.
To the moon.
Let's bring it to... Let's realize it. Go into the lobby. Battle Royale week number 9. Hit the green button right now. You're going to hit the button now. And when I see my live stream catch up, because there's about a 10-second YouTube delay, I'm going to hit the green button. And we're all going to be in it together. I got to unplug when I do it. For whatever reason, my computer confuses the hell out of my phone. And as soon as I see it, I'm going to enter. And we're going to be in the same draft together. Boom. There we go. And... the draft is full. Don't worry if you didn't get in. We'll get in another one. Offer Bijan and DK for Garrett Wilson, Mixon. Give me Bijan and DK. I'm sorry, Apex. I just don't... I mean, you could argue either side. Mixon, Garrett Wilson could be considered safer, I suppose. But I don't like that trade. I'd rather ride with Bijan, baby. Hassan. 4-4. Stroud, Murray, JJ, Olave, Amon-Ra, Kirk, Godwin, Rice, K9, James Cook, Aaron Jones, Spears, Gibbs, Hendo, Kincaid. Trade Amon-Ra, Walker for Kamara. No, that's too much, Hassan. That's way too much. Like, is Walker really that far off from Kamara if they're even... like, maybe this week everyone's got Kamara as the number 1 running back, but on the season, bro, and even this week, who the hell knows? Kamara and Walker are almost like... they're right near each other. It wouldn't even be crazy for somebody to rank Walker over Kamara on the season. So you're getting Amon-Ra. That's a horrible trade. Horrible. Don't do it. Stand down.
You've just been Smitty disapproved.
Okay. Let's go with Hurts on this one. I know it's a tough matchup, but I'm telling you, look at the quarterbacks here. If we isolate down to QB, like, it won't let me do that anymore because I already selected a QB. But they're during the morning and afternoon slate, they're giving you very few options. So I'm going to grab the quarterback here. I think it's pretty important. Jason, appreciate you. Now you could use the strategy of like, okay, Howell's available, and let's say Howell, like last week's the number 1 quarterback. And you pick them, you have a huge advantage because not a lot of people are going to have that, right? Or wouldn't have had that. Got offered Tyreek, Flowers, Rashad White, giving Kamara. Got offered Tyreek, Flowers, Rashad, giving Kamara, Evans, Pacheco. It's pretty even. I mean, look, you're trying to get Tyreek. You can't get Tyreek using just Kamara, so you have to give up more. Flowers and Rashad White versus Evans Pacheco. I'd venture to say, I'm on the clock here. Let's ride Bijan. Let's go. Hurts Bijan. Let's try it. I venture to say, bro, that a majority of the chat's going to think it's pretty even. I think that Evans and Pacheco's a little much to close the gap between Tyreek and Kamara, given Kamara as a running back. I'm going to say it's a little too much to give up for Tyreek Hill. Give me Kamara, Evans, and Pacheco. But I mean, that's definitely pushing the limit, you know, of trying to figure out when I say no to taking Tyreek Hill. Traded Kincaid, Warren, and Deshaun Watson for Pollard. I'd rather have Pollard. I'd take the chance on Pollard, assuming your tight end position's covered at that point. But yeah, that's a good one. It's a good one. Perps in the building. Bryce Long in the building. W Dog in the building. Scorp in the building. Where have you been, Scorp? We haven't seen you in a while. Double R, where have you been? I haven't seen you in quite some time. There's a lot of you in here. I find that the night crew sometimes is different than the day crew, and that makes sense. You got jobs. You can't be here during the live show at 8 p.m., but that's why I go live multiple times per day. On the clock. We got Hurts, Bijan. Let's go with Devonta Smith here. Double R says my T-Law, Kirk, and Gibbs for Mahomes, Scary Terry, McLaurin. Give me Mahomes and Scary Terry. Yeah, I love Gibbs, but bro, that's a QB upgrade that is massive. I'm here every day, says Double R. Okay, for whatever reason I didn't know. Nori, appreciate you being in the building. Angel, Gibbs taking over. Get Pollard. Gibbs season, baby. Gibbs. Has anybody ever heard of a guy named Jahmyr Gibbs and why he might be a top 10 running back? But the continuum of the gigawatt component structure of Jahmyr Gibbs' workload divide has a megawatt offload that if you compartmentalize the component conjunction timekeeper and you flux capacitor out the continuum component megabolt, things just end up happening. And that's why Jahmyr Gibbs is a top 5 to 10 running back instead of top 6 to 10. I mean, it's pretty much the easiest science you'll ever come across, you know. You don't even have to understand science, and that makes sense. $5 holler, Dave. Appreciate you. Olave, Higgins, Puka, Aaron Jones, Addison, Rice, JSN. Oh, I'm on the clock. Hurts, Bijan, Devonta Smith, Kenneth Walker. I love it. Some of the matchups are, but you know, you got to do what you got to do. Olave, Higgins, Puka, Rice, Aaron Jones, Addison. Start 3. I have to win this week. Puka, I get the risks, but I can't sit Puka. Aaron Jones, they say they're going to unleash him, and I just have a feeling it will be the case. And then it really comes down to Olave, Higgins, Rice, Addison. Addison's probably your safest move, but I probably roll with Olave myself, Dave. But Dave, you're going to get this wrong, like, hate to say it, but like 50% of the time. Even getting groupthink help. I mean, you maybe make some trades, Dave, before the darn trade deadline passes you by, and you're sitting there scratching, you know, your dome, trying to figure out how you're going to start these guys each week. I mean, I'd make a move, bro. I'd make a move and do it live. Traded for Amon-Ra St. Brown. Team is now Tua, Gibbs, Bijan, Brees, Ayuk, Amon-Ra, Logan Thomas, benches, Gabe Davis, Howell. Nice. Moves. Probably just sit back and let it ride, bro. I mean, somebody needs a QB. Howell's kind of nice to toss around, but past that, you don't really have a lot of bench firepower to trade away. I'm not saying it's a bad bench. I'm just saying I don't think anybody's giving up the world unless you can trade like Gibbs and Ayuk for an Eckler, or maybe Ayuk and I don't know. I think I let that ride a week and see what's up. Good squad. It feels like a solid team. It's going to come around real nicely. This right here, Hurts, Bijan, Walker, Devonta Smith. We'll go Puka again. Team is Hurts, Bijan, Walker, Devonta Smith, Puka. Hassan, trade JJ Gibbs for Hill. Can I get a chat vote on this one? I need to phone a couple friends. JJ Gibbs for Hill. Can I get a vote on that one? That one's tough, bro. Oh, God. I can't wait to see what the chat says on that one. That is a really tough one. Hurts, Swift, Bijan, Brown, Puka, Hawk, Moore, Kyron on IR, 0.5. Any packages for trades? I'm 6-2. Well, you're 6-2, and that means you're doing good things. So I don't know how much I would move around anything. Okay, I got Goddard, and I like the squad a lot. This feels like I think I'm going to be the highest projected scorer again. I really do. Hurts, Swift, Bijan. I like this team a lot. AJ Brown, Puka, Hawkinson, Moore, Kyron. No, I'm probably standing down unless I could trade DJ Moore, and let's call it DJ Moore and Swift for Eckler. Like something like that. Swift and DJ Moore. DJ Moore and Kyron for Eckler. DJ Moore and even DJ Moore and Bijan for maybe Eckler, and something could work. Past that, I'm probably letting this team ride, bro. It's a really good team. You're 6-2 for a reason. As you've noticed, a lot of the teams that are like 6-2, look at your boy. Top score by a lot. There's nobody coming close to my 78.4. Usually it's about 70 to 72. The system likes what I'm doing. The system likes what I'm throwing down here. Click the week 9. Hit that green button, and when I see it, I'm going to jump in too. With the YouTube delay, I've got to do a little bit of a spacing out type of thing. Trade JJ Gibbs for Hill. What did the chat say on this one? Sky, again, 6-2. You're 6-2 for a reason. Keep doing your thing. If you notice, a lot of my stand down comments are always, the team's always an absolute 7-win or 6-win team. Oh, I got to jump in here. We may not get into this same draft on this one because it's giving me problems. So if anybody hasn't jumped in yet, click the button now. But it's okay if you don't get into the same draft. We'll do another one for sure. And on top of that, you can use the process alongside. 4 more to enter, so jump in. So what did we say on this one? What did everybody say? G-Money dropping a 20 watt on screen. Box of Juice, appreciate you. What did everybody say on this? Did everybody vote? What do we get on this? Agreed. How do you say no to the tight end, to the number 1 wide receiver? Gibbs, JJ Gibbs, JJ Gibbs. Take Tyreek. I mean, it's kind of split. I guess my advice to Son would be this. My advice would be you trade for JJ Gibbs, or you keep JJ Gibbs if your team is absolutely capable of waiting. If not, go get Tyreek Hill because he's going to help you, make the playoffs. So I think it really just comes down to your positioning. Box of Juice. G-Money, I'm coming for you right now with your $20 hauler. I'm going to get these 2 out of the way. Start Flowers or Puka. I'm going to go Puka. Appreciate you, Box of Juice. I get the risk, but I'm going to go Puka. Even if Stafford were out, I'm going to go Puka. Trade Tyreek for Kupp and Burrow. Need a QB. Yeah, I probably would. Look, Burrow's, if you don't have a QB, I'm not saying, if you need a QB this week, that's different. If you need a QB and you're struggling, Kupp and Burrow for Tyreek is enough. Like that's one of the only times you can really say something like that, right? You got to do it if you need a QB. That's a lot of scoring. Did I mess up trades? CJ Stroud, AJ Brown for Adams, Lamar. I'd rather have Adams than Lamar personally. Adams and Lamar is just I think a better combination. I know AJ Brown's been going nuts, but you know you can't chase the points, right? G Money with a 20.
Alert. Super chat alert.
G Money, you baller, you. Okay, I'm on the clock right now. AJ Brown. I'm going to go Lamar here again. All right, G Money says, hey, Smitty, this team is 6-2 in a 12-team half PPR league. QB Mahomes, AJ Brown, Devontae Adams, very nice. Running back Breeze, Kenneth Walker, Kelsey, fantastic. Hendy, bench, Dell, Christian Watson, Charbonnet, Roschon. Any trades and moves to make? No. And again, 6-2 team, 7-win team. You're doing something right. And Devontae Adams hasn't even been, you know, the script hasn't been flipped on him yet, and you still have a 6-2 team. I take this team and ride it. No bye weeks for the RBs. Kelsey, fantastic. I like this squad a lot. I'm not touching a thing. The fact that you have Mahomes and Kelsey alone with AJB, and that's if you didn't have Kenneth Walker, Breece Hall, like would I trade Kenneth Walker for Eckler? If I could, you know, give up just something like Watson or, you know, something on the bench, sure. Hendy and Watson turn Walker into Eckler, sure. But part of me would even like regret doing it because I think Walker can be awesome the rest of the way, like he's been all year. I would say ride that team into the championship, bro. You probably have easily the top one, or you have the 1 or 2 team in your league. I could say in that league. $10 hauler. Squad's amazing. The squad is amazing. G Money. Traded Gibbs, Nico for Adams, Kyron. Smash.
You've just been Smitty approved.
That's a smash. Let me revisit that 1 second. Lamar. Let's go with Lamar Andrews here. Traded Gibbs and Nico. I love Gibbs, but come on. For Adams, Kyron. That's got him.
Got him.
That's got him material. That's insane. Your team's great. He was a Devontae Adams petrified Peter, as he should have been. But the changes that occurred in a very short period of time put Devontae Adams back on the map, baby. And you absolutely blasted him to pieces on that trade. This one's from Bender. Bender in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Where's my boy Bender? Let me put this up here. Does Ford come out ahead of the rest? No one is trading for running backs. Does Ford, like for the Browns running backs, Ford? I think Ford is he's a pretty good RB, bro. He seems like a sneaky RB too. I really, really like Jerome Ford. It's a good RB. It's a really good RB. Not great, but really good. All right, I'm on the clock here. I got Lamar and Andrews so far. Oh God, this is so tough. I hate putting pressure on Bijan. I almost want to have nothing to do with Bijan this week, so that I'm not tied. My hopes and dreams aren't tied to his rise, because I feel like if they're not, it'll happen. You know what I mean? Like I almost don't want to put anything on Bijan this week. You know, if I got him in leagues, but I'll just ignore that. But like I start looking at my underdog, you know, rosters, and I start saying to myself, I need Bijan to do this, I need Bijan to do that, and then I'm gonna jinx it. I want nothing to do with it, so that he can blow up for everybody, including myself. Ford for Bijan, of course, Abe. Come on, Abe. Come on, Abe. Now we're coming up here. Is everyone talking about Adams? What about Jacoby? Well, Jacoby, I'm not saying you can extrapolate everything that we saw with O'Connell, but O'Connell didn't throw to Jacoby at all. So Jacoby, based on what we saw, is not in better positioning than with Jimmy. But you never know. Wisefield is still doubtful. Well, he's out there throwing, though. I mean, it's trending in the right direction. They want to make sure he's good to go. Pollard. I'm going to project a bounce back out of Pollard here. So my team, I'm feeling pretty good about this squad. I got Lamar, Bijan, Pollard, Andrews. Let's go. Let's go. Eckler, Walker. As you've heard me kind of allude to this live stream, I'd lean Eckler. I even give up a little more to upgrade Walker, but it's arguable for sure. Travis with a $5 hauler. 50-50 on Singletary versus Henderson. Chat vote on this one for Travis. Singletary or Henderson or Singletary. Singletary for volume, but Bucks run D very good. Hendy has good matchup. I think I probably roll. I may have said this earlier. I think I did, but I go Hendy because I think without Stafford they run the ball, and I don't know. We don't know 100% what Singletary is going to look like, but they were inching him toward more and more work anyway. So there could be the volume, but then again, you think that and it doesn't happen, and I don't know. I'd probably lean Hendy. Okay, let's see here. Terry McLaurin, Metcalf. Is this a game Metcalf has like that weird big game? Let's try it. Let's do it live. Lamar, Bijan, Pollard, DK, Andrews. I almost guarantee this is the highest scoring team. At least top two. Hey, Smitty, in a 12-man full PPR league, I was offered Jahmyr Gibbs for Michael Pittman. Should I take it? Only if you like winning, pal. Jahmyr Gibbs.
You've just been Smitty approved.
I mean, yes. Yes, John, we are going to accept that. We're going to smash it. We're going to do it live, pal. $10 hauler from Timothy. The Timothy Meister. Hold on one second, Timothy. Let's go. Oh, God. A part of me is like McLaurin. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna ride the Watson train. I think so many people are not gonna pick Watson. I think Watson goes. Look, he's already one of the last picks. I think he's the most underutilized person in this, and I'm gonna look. Sometimes you gotta bank on something being unorthodox and different, because you don't want to just copy everybody else's team, right? This could be that team. It's got a bunch of bounce backs. It's got the Lamar Andrews stack, Bijan, Pollard. I may have knocked myself out of being the highest scoring team projection wise, but I don't care what it tells me I am. So yeah, I think I knocked myself out of there with that move, because they're going to project such low points for. All right, let's get into one more. We might do more than one more. Hit that green button right now. Timothy currently 5-3, 10 team, 0.5 PPR. Josh, Allen, ETN, Monty. Monty's coming back for you, so just wait for him. JJ, St. Brown, Adams, nice wide receiver crew. Hawkinson, T. Higgins. Bench is DJ Moore, Hawkinson. Well, Hawkinson's in your lineup. How do I improve? I don't know if you meant to write Hawkinson twice or you meant to write somebody else, but I would say, how do you improve? I would say, if you do have another tight end and you didn't mean to write Hawkinson twice, you try and utilize that. If not, it's like, can I upgrade Monty into JT? Can I upgrade? Can I upgrade? Can I upgrade Monty into JT? Can I upgrade Monty into Breece Hall? Can I upgrade Monty into those types of players? And maybe T. Higgins or DJ Moore does it. Maybe DJ Moore and Monty for. I feel like JT's attainable. I feel like Hall is kind of attainable. I feel like even a. maybe you don't like Pollard, but I would be tempted to go get Pollard on the cheap. But then again, like Monty comes back, Monty could get running back one volume, you know. But do I kind of like Pollard over Monty? I do. And would I give up DJ Moore? Maybe. Eckler for sure. Achane. That would be probably my most ideal go-get player for you would be Achane. You know, DJ Moore for Achane. Monty for Achane. Monty and DJ Moore for Achane and something. That's probably what I would do if I had that team, Timothy. Appreciate you dropping the super chat, my main man, Timothy. Let's go.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
All right, dial into the show. Brought to you by Christopher Smith and Wheel Snipe Sully, aka City. Dial into the show. We'll be doing a very short phone call edition tonight. On the clock here in a few seconds here. I got the 1.5 pick. I've been drafting kind of high lately. I haven't had a late pick, so we'll see what I do here. We'll go CD Lamb. What's up, Ninja?
Hey, what's good, yo? Have a quick question. I'm in a super flex. I wanted Kyler Murray, so I was offered Kyler Murray and Garrett Wilson for Justin Fields and Puka. Would you accept that?
Start over all over again. I'm sorry. Kyler Murray, what?
No problem. Okay, so this is a super flex league. So I was offered Kyler Murray and Garrett Wilson for Puka Nacua and Justin Fields.
Puka and Fields. I mean, this is one of those. This is one of those.
And this guy,
this is one of those pros and cons, bro. Just pros and cons. I mean, you got Kyler probably better than Fields, but who the hell knows? I mean, look, Fields didn't get lucky and finish as a top 3 quarterback 2 weeks in a row. It really does come down to what Chicago is doing with him. It really does, and a mix of different things, but he did get injured. So is there a world where Fields is still a top 5 quarterback? There is. There really is, but is there a world where Kyler Murray just struggles coming back from the ACL tear? Yeah, there's that world too. I guess
okay.
It's really even. I mean, these guys are so questionable, but there's so much upside and so much downside. And Garrett Wilson and Puka, same thing. He's got quarterback concerns. He's got offense concerns with quarterback concerns, but he's, such an elite talent that his talent shining through no matter what. Puka is also the same thing, but he's more in a situation where if Stafford goes away, the volume's just not there for Kupp and Puka. It can't be. It has to be Stafford plus McVay in order for Puka to continue to deliver. He just can't. He can't without Stafford. So there's risk there. I think this is even Steven, bro. I think this is just the chat can vote and weigh in, but I think this is like I honestly would just waver on it until I did it, and I'd waver on it after, and I'd waver on it later. I think maybe one of these sides will be more right than the other, whereas a lot of times everything just ends up being even, and both of you did great the whole season long. I think one of these sides will fall more flat on its face than the other. It's hard to know which one. That's hard to know.
Okay.
Let's see what the chat. Let's see what the chat thinks. Hold on.
Yeah.
Chat. What do you think on this? Can we get a vote, please? It's really, really tough. Oh, I got the board covered. Hold on. I got the board covered. I'm sorry, guys. Here's the trade. Do we have Kyler and Garrett Wilson over Puka and Fields, or Fields and Puka over? Please vote. JT, CD Lamb. Let's go Dak here. Take a QB. I hate not going early quarterback here. It just not getting Hurts or Lamar in this feels weird. What are we doing, chat? Can we get a vote on this? Keep Puka. The Puka side says Jason. That's one vote. Hopefully, Puka side says Ryan. Field side, says Jason. Wilson, Kyler, says Travis. That's an even one, says Joel. Fields and Puka side. Kyler, Wilson side, of course. Everyone's, man.
Right down the middle.
Yeah. I'd say, like, at the end of the day, bro, I would say Garrett Wilson and Puka should feel pretty even to you. So you kind of need to go with, like, what QB do you believe in more?
Yeah, I mean, and then I also have Murray. I mean, not Murray. I have a Hollywood Brown, and then my other QBs were Howell and Minshew.
Yeah, I you know what? I trust Kyler more than I trust Fields right now. I'd have to say that's probably where I lean. But bro, that could change in a snap of a finger. You know,
right.
It
Okay,
really
perfect.
could. Like
Yeah,
I'll be rooting for Fields because I like Fields a lot. He's an early prediction of mine, but I worry more about him. That's for sure. But what do I think is going to happen? I don't know. I mean, Kyler's still an enigma. We have no idea what's going to happen with Kyler. All right, bro.
All right, then that's fine. Yeah, I just wanted to get y'all's info, and so I'll make a decision. But I was kind of like,
I would
I'm
waver.
kinda maybe leaning a little bit.
I would waver. I know you guys think I'm just a human being. You know, I call or text a buddy on stuff all the time. Like that's one where I would literally lean out to one of my broskies and be like, "Hey, do you think I should do this? Like, what am I doing here?" You know, that's one of those ones where I'd waver all night long, bro. And the song "All Night Long" would be going through my head. I'd just be sitting there staring at it.
So I'll probably just wait till after Sunday to accept it. So I'll probably just give it the weekend and then see what happens.
Yeah, keep reading the chat. Like, scroll back and look at the chat. We got Fields, Puka. I mean, it's all over the map, though. Puka side, Kyler side, Puka side, Kyler side. I don't know. All right, bro.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, Ninja, you're live. Sorry, two-time junior, you're live?
How you doing, bud? Appreciate that.
I'm good.
So I have a smash or pass for you. So I have Purdy, Henry, and D. Smith, and the offer is Hurts, Jacobs, and Goddard.
Say it again. Purdy,
Henry, D. Smith for Hurts, Jacobs, and Goddard.
Okay. Purdy, Henry, Smith, Hurts, Jacobs, Goddard. That's a tough one. Let me just draft. Perps is drafting. Perps, your team looks pretty good so far. Stroud, Bijan, Swift, Kupp, Puka, Goddard. Nice job. And then I'm on the clock here. I'm probably going to roll with I'll go with DK again. And that puts me in this position here where my team is done. And I've got Dak. I don't love that, but JT, Kenneth Walker, CD, DK, Hawkinson. Okay, we'll see what happens here. As far as this trade, I mean, Hurts crushes Purdy into tiny little pieces, okay? Henry and Jacobs probably are pretty equivalent. I don't even know which one I lean because of the insertion of O'Connell and the changing of the guard at the coaching and GM positions. I would say Jacobs definitely gets an uptick from where he was in my book, and I still worry about him getting hurt because of the major touches he had last year mixed with everything that's been going on. But at least it's week 9 by now. It's kind of time to maybe say that the last season's workload may not be the biggest deal, but it's still a factor because he's piling on, all the work right now onto that. And it's just like odds of injury increase when you have the amount of workload he's had. And now he's been facing 8-man fronts, but now that's going to lessen up a little bit because he's going to have a competent passer tossing the rock. So I'd say the Henry Jacobs side's pretty even. Devontae Smith, like, who's your tight end if you're not getting Goddard?
I had Waller.
Well, you don't have Waller because he's not playing. But who do you have if no Waller?
Yeah.
Nobody?
That I don't have any. I have an empty slot.
I probably lean this Hurts, Jacobs, Goddard side.
Copy.
I mean, I just don't like Purdy at all. But I mean, this is a lot. This is a guy that's going to score a ton of points. Hurts for you. That's massive.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you, Smitty.
Yeah, I appreciate you. And I'd also consider not selling low, but I just try and maybe shop Jacobs. Try and get into like a player you just like a little bit better. You know, maybe you can throw another piece in, turn Jacobs into Eckler, turn Jacobs into Brees Hall, turn Jacobs into Achane, if you can weather the storm.
I feel you, yeah.
All right, two-time. We'll see you later.
Well,
later.
great show. Yes,
Thanks. See ya. Young, you got 30 seconds, pal. Click the green button, everybody. What's up, Young?
Smitty. All right, man. I'm gonna run a couple things by you real quick, bro. So this might sound crazy. I mean, it is crazy. But like, just hear me out on this. I have Achane.
Can I stop you? Can I stop you for a second? Like, number one, whenever someone says this sounds crazy, hear me out. A, the person either already did the trade, and they're trying to just come in with the. Let's give me the evaluation. I'm going to pretend I didn't do it, but I need to like see what Smitty really thinks. And B, you screwed up. Not every time, but I'd say like 8 times out of 10, it's one or the other. You either screwed up and you're trying to justify it, and you're saying, "Hear me out. You don't need to explain to me what it is. Just tell me the trade. Then we'll maybe talk about it. I want to hear the trade first. So give me the trade first."
Yeah, I could. Yeah, it's like a situational thing, but I mean, I could see that, but I didn't do it yet. But so I have Achane on IR. I only have Saquon Barkley. Everyone else.
Just give me the trade, bro. Just give me the trade. You're still trying to explain it to me.
Like Burrow for DeAndre Swift.
Burrow, you're trading away Burrow for DeAndre Swift. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so in a vacuum,
Yeah.
I don't think that's a horrible trade necessarily. It does depend on the situation. So no need to explain different things to me. You're going into this massive. You had 30 seconds. No offense, Young, and I tend to give Young a little more time because Young's my boy. I appreciate him, but you literally for 30 seconds didn't even tell me a name yet. You're like, here's the thing. I mean, my grandma made this meatloaf for me the other night, and let me tell you why this all went down the way it went down. You just need to tell me, Swift Burrow, this is not a bad trade either way. Do you need a quarterback? That's fine. So now tell me the details. What is it that makes you so apprehensive you did this move that you're so concerned about it? Who's your quarterback now?
I didn't do the move yet. It's just like a lasagna of a situation. It's like there's layers to it. So I have only Stroud. This guy has Purdy, and he's on a bye, so he kind of needs a quarterback for this week. I really need a running back.
I don't care about him. I care about you. So you need an RB. You're getting rid of Burrow for Swift. Yeah. Who are your RBs?
I have Barkley. Obviously, Achane on IR, but Barkley, Roshan, Spears. Just awful, dude. Okay, I have Charbonnet, Roshan, Spears, and Barkley, dude.
You just said all that twice. Okay, we'll call you Young, yeah. Two-time Young. Okay, Young, you don't need to justify it to me. You're telling me how bad your running backs are. Look, Swift, Barkley, and Achane would be pretty good, but Barkley and Achane isn't all that bad. Burrow to Stroud is questionable. Some might like it. Some might say Stroud comes on strong and is actually pretty decent for that. The only question I have, and this coming from a big Swift believer, because we loved them all offseason. Hold on, let me make my draft selection here. I got Kamara at running back. Let's go. I'm going to go Cooper Kupp here. This is risky, but the coming from a Swift believer, he's a moon man. We talked him up all season. There's a little bit of plateauing going on with Swift, and there's a little bit of concern of, like, is he just kind of winding down a little? He's getting used a ton. He's been kind of that guy that everybody said wouldn't hold up, and he has. He's done an admirable job. We should all give him a freaking standing ovation, mashed potatoes. But there's concern that there feels like a little bit of, like, he's going through a little lull. Now, I've said this before. This could be one of two things. It could be that he's not going to rebound, that he's going to wear down a little bit, Or two, it's kind of like when a rookie hits a rookie wall. Now, Swift's not a rookie, but this is his first time, his first rodeo full go in the NFL. And so his body's going to kind of act like it's hitting a rookie wall or feel like it's hitting a rookie wall. So I guess I would just say that, and hold on, let me make my selection here. Let's go with, I'm going to go Tony Pollard here. I'm going to roll the dice. And then he's going to bust through it. A lot of rookies, the good ones, they'll bust through that rookie wall. Will he bust through his wall of slumping? Maybe. But I guess I would just say that I think Burrow is more significant to your lineup than Swift is. I would rather have Swift with Barkley and Achane than have... I'm sorry, Burrow with Barkley and Achane. Let me put it up on screen here. I'd rather have Burrow with Barkley and Achane than Swift with Barkley and Achane, and then have Stroud as my quarterback. But it's preference. It's not bad. You don't need to explain it. It's not something where if you did it, you'd have to take a lap. I just personally think Burrow's coming on strong, and I feel like it's going to be a lot harder for you to win without this massive scoring that you're going to have to count on Burrow to deliver. And if Burrow doesn't do it, you're not going to win. But I think you need that kind of caliber player to be firing off, getting 3-4 TD games. Does he do it? I don't know. But that would be my advice, is to stay with Burrow. And I don't hate I don't hate Barkley and Achane. I would try and shop Barkley for another RB, but it's gonna be hard to do. And he's good enough to not give away. It's just a matter of like, can you get into a player you like a little bit better? I love Achane and Barkley's not bad.
What about the Mostert Achane stack, dude? Like, how do you feel about Mostert? Achane is coming back, but when they were together on the field, they were putting up crazy points.
He's injury prone. I like him. I think he is going to be really productive with Achane. I think the offense it was humming. I think now it's been a little bit lacking because those two aren't working there together to open things up. But I think what's your trade? What is your idea? What are you trying to come at here with? What are you saying?
Like, I don't know, maybe trade. I was trying to trade C.J. Stroud for Mostert and be able to keep Burrow, because I know you would not approve.
I'd be fine
Mostert,
with that.
And then,
I'd be fine with that.
With what?
C.J. Stroud for Mostert.
Yeah, that's cool, but not because I offered him that, and he's trying to get Burrow for Mostert, and I can't do that, dude.
Yeah, no. Nope.
And then last question, man. What do you think about? And this is another one, like St. Brown for, because you know my running back situation. St. Brown for Gus Bus, Darren Waller, and JSN.
No. What? Look, bro. Hold on. Let me before I blast that to pieces. Hold on. Let me make a draft selection. I need a QB here. I guess Sam Howell. I'll go Sam Howell here. So I got Howell on this team. I got Howell, Kamara, Pollard, Kupp, and Nakua. We'll see. No, bro. St. Brown, Amon-Ra.
Sun God.
I like JSN. You like JSN, but JSN's a what if player, a very nice bench player, a stash. But JSN, name that again. JSN.
It would be St. Brown for Gus Edwards, Darren Waller, and JSN.
Dude, Waller might go on. Who knows if Waller goes on AR? He's nothing. He's nothing right here. So it's for Gus Bus and JSN for St. Brown. Bro, where are you drafting Gus Bus right now for drafting today for a week 9 through 17 fantasy football league? Weeks 1 through 8 don't count. We're going to start a new league today. We get 12 guys together. We draft today for weeks 9 through 17. Where are you drafting Gus Edwards? You can guess. It doesn't have to be exact.
I'd say at this very moment, I would, with all the circumstances, I would probably get him maybe like in the 5th round, 6th round.
Let's just say that was correct. I don't really know if I feel that's the value or not. 5th or 6th round. What about JSN?
JSN... I mean, he's kind of still where he was at in a way, like eighth, ninth round.
So
Maybe
8 to 10. Okay. Where are you drafting St. Brown?
St. Brown is, he's first, second round still for sure.
Okay. So first rounder. So what's wrong with this picture? You got an 8 to 10 round player, 5 to 6 round player, and a top 12 overall player. Like, I mean, you got to put it into, you got to contextualize it into like a draft type of scenario, and when you look at it even more so on a board like this, let me put it to you this way. You've got a draft board here. Do this whenever you're making a trade, actually map it out like this. It is so helpful to make sure you're not getting screwed over like you would have been in this draft. St. Brown going right here. Gus Bus going, I don't know, right here. And JSN going right here. Literally trading a guy right here for 2 players that don't even sniff 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe even the first 5 rounds. You'll be getting blasted, bro. Straight blasted. Sandblasted. No. I got to go to the next caller. Young, I'm sorry if I sound like hard on you tonight. You're my boy. You know that, right? But I'm just trying to passionately answer these questions so you don't end up making a crucial mistake. And also maybe just show people, so that they also don't, if they're considering something crazy like that, hit that green button right now. Jump into the Battle Royale Week 9, guys. Last thoughts, Young. I got to jump to the next caller. What else you got real quickly? You got 10 seconds.
Yeah. Nah, bro, it's all good. With Waller out of the picture, Waller,
Waller didn't do anything anyway to that. He didn't adjust that trade at all. Waller's, what is he? He's past his prime. He can't stay healthy. Wasn't doing anything anyway. Yeah. Yeah,
JSN is definitely also like a what if guy. Could end up being,
sure.
Who knows? Next week could be like his coming out week, but still, as of right now, it's still a what if. And you do got to go off that. Like you always say, you got to go fair market value with it, So
yeah, that guy was trying to blast you, bro. Dude. All right, later. Appreciate you, Young. Let's go over to Ron Navy.
What's up, Smitty?
What's up?
Hey, you watched Happy Gilmore, right?
Yeah.
You know how Chubbs tells them you're going to give that hockey crap up and concentrate on golf?
Yeah.
You're going to give up fantasy football and concentrate on being a hand model, professional hand model. Come on, that was funny.
No, I'm showing, as you're doing it, I'm showing the eraser with my hand. Here's this eraser. My fingers are too lanky to be a hand model, bro. Look at this big old mitts. There's nothing nice to look at about on these big, huge mitts. What's going on, Ron?
Hey, I posted you some picks that I did for some college and basketball tomorrow, so you can play them or not. It's up to you.
All right, I'll look at them.
Doing all right. I'm doing all right. So I haven't gotten in any of these drafts that you're doing yet, though.
Yeah,
I didn't even know you were online. I was too busy.
I'm gonna probably do one. I'm gonna probably do one more, and then we're gonna go into I'm gonna do a pick 'em.
All right, sounds good.
All right, Ron Navy to the moon. Appreciate you.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing so far in your BB4?
I have to look. I think in my weeklies, last week I had like. Well, in the Battle Royale Week 7, the Battle Royale Week 6, the Battle Royale Week 5, I've been hitting pretty good. Like, pretty good, not great, but pretty good, meaning like I'll be floating around like 1,900, and then I'll slowly get bumped out. But I'll be hitting like $12 here, $12 here, $12 here, $20 here, $20 here, $12. So I end up getting like about $100, $150, $200 back each week. So that's been good. Right. But I've been close to getting, like, I've even had a team where I looked at it, I'm like, oh my God, I think I won it. And I pulled it up and I'm like, 1,000th place? What in the hell? Like, this team hit huge. Like, everybody I had like 25 points. But,
yeah,
I don't know. But on some of the weeklies, I think my weekly, as soon as Bijan starts getting going and Bijan and Gibbs together have a big day, I think that's when my weeklies are going to kick in. Because I've had a couple weeklies that have been winning, and then they get knocked out, in the last, like, the evening game or the Monday night game. And but yeah, I'll have to look. I haven't looked at the I know the rookie only ones, the sophomores and rookies draft. I've got one that's crushing. I can't wait to see that. But you don't know how you're doing because you're not up against the field yet. I'm in my group, but I'm crushing my group, and I can't wait to see what that team does when it gets into the next round. Yeah. So we'll see.
I got 6 teams out of 69 advancing. That's not. I was doing a lot better last year, but
yeah, I'll have to look. Look.
My top exposure for the year in the BB4. Guess who it was?
Kirk Cousins.
No, but you're close.
Addison.
Yeah,
we'll see what
yours.
We'll see what happens. Mine had to have been Kamara or Walker or Gibbs or Bijan. I mean, pretty much across any one of those guys were high exposure for me, massive exposure. And Kenneth Walker, if I didn't say that one.
I had a butt ton of Charbonnet too.
Yeah. All right, Ron Navy to the moon. Appreciate you.
I'll talk to you later.
All right, later. Bilake, you've got 30 seconds, pal.
Cool. Hey, we're gonna need the whiteboard for this.
Well,
Here's
you got 24 seconds, so do it live. Go.
All right. Amari Cooper, George Pickens, Madison.
Hold on one second.
Yeah.
Okay, Amari Cooper, George Pickens, Madison.
Yep, Brees Hall. Njoku. All right, so now we have to go the flip side. These are targets, okay? Targets. Achane, Adams, Bijan, G. Willie, Olave. Could you please help me figure out how to mix and match my left to the right? The owner who has Bijan also has Devontae Adams, if that helps.
Well, I mean, let me just put it this way. You're only putting one solid player on the board, bro. Like, Brees Hall's the only, big gun that you're putting on the board. Like, Amari Cooper.
I know. And I was
Pickens. No one's going to... Who's going to come get Pickens from you right now? Just must scratch him off the board. That guy has just, put a nail in his own fantasy football coffin. Not saying he can't rebound. Not saying that at all. I'm just saying no one wants to come get him. Madison, who's Alexander Madison at this point? Is he even in the NFL anymore?
Never heard of him.
And Njoku, yeah, he's got some value. Amari Cooper definitely has some value. Watson being back should be good for Amari Cooper. I'm not trying to dismantle his honor there. But like, you're not gonna, you trade Brees Hall for Achane and in Olave or Garrett Wilson, and you're lucky if you can get that done. Or Bijan. So if you were to get like Bijan and Garrett Wilson, Bijan and Olave, Achane and Garrett Wilson, Achane and Olave, Adams would be interesting if you could get Achane and Adams or whatever. You're saying that the owner of Bijan also owns what?
All right, so Bijan and Adams are a group, and then G. Willie and Achane are another group.
So Hall for Achane and Garrett Wilson, that's tempting. That's tempting. And Adams and Bijan, good luck giving everything here. I mean, would I give up Hall and Cooper for Adams and Bijan? I probably would.
See, yeah, you could totally do that too. Deshaun Watson comes back this week. We could
maybe
hope for something there. We could even wait a week, but I don't know. I tried watching your videos earlier. I was just busy. I think you think there's going to be some increased value very quickly for Adams. So I don't know if I have a week to wait on that.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That's going to be a tough one. This is kind of like what you just did to me. You said, okay, here's $1 on this side of $2 and then $90 and then $2. And over here we got $80. Over here we got $90. Over here we got $75. And over here we got $90. Smitty, help me turn the left into the right.
That's why I come to you.
Well,
figure it out.
Maybe we can do this. We'll figure it out. I don't know. Try those little ones. Oh, I'm gonna time out here. Hold on, Kenneth Walker. Let's go, Kenneth Walker. Try those and see if you can do it live. Those are doable, like but I don't know if I love you getting rid of Breece Hall. I mean, you're almost doing kind of an even Steven trade, to be honest. And so in some of those respects, like Amari Cooper, and what I mean is Amari Cooper and Hall for two of those for Bijan, and was it Bijan and Adams? I mean, you could argue that. I would take Bijan and Adams, but you could say that Hall and Cooper outscored just if Arthur Smith continues to crap the bed. But yeah, definitely trade the $1 and the $2 for the 80.
Okay. And again, Achane and G. Willie, you would take, or you would move out Mark. What was it? God, I forgot what you said you would move for that.
I go to the Achane owner and I just see what I can get for Breece Hall. Achane and what? It's got to be significant.
Yep. G. Willie. Okay. Cool.
All right.
Thanks, man.
Later. Appreciate you, Balake.
Bye. Yep. Appreciate it.
All right, Cub from Cali. You got 30.
Yeah, I just had a question. What's your feeling on Pollard, and if I should keep him still? I have him in my flex right now, but if I should move him, maybe a wide receiver because it's PPR, or should I even just keep him on the rest of the season because the trade line deadline's coming up?
Puka. I guess I'd rather have Kupp than Puka. Honestly, I know some people would feel differently, but like Pollard for Kupp, Pollard for Puka, Pollard for Lamb. It really does have to be a significant piece. Pollard for St. Brown. Now, in some of these cases, you probably won't get these straight up. In some of them, you could. I think Kupp has been struggling, and with Stafford's injury, you should be able to get either of these guys. But St. Brown, you might have to give up a little more with Pollard, and Lamb may be the same thing, or maybe he's even. But I mean, that's how I would approach it.
Yeah, I think I have some good bench pieces because on my bench wide receivers I have Myers, I have Myers, Dotson, and Elijah Moore right now. But maybe I could throw one of them in and maybe just get a solid. But do you thinking the Rams wide receivers, you're not really worried about Stafford?
Of course not. I mean, go watch my show earlier today, the 8 p.m. show, the one right before this.
Okay.
And I'll map out my fear for Cooper and Puka, and also the upside for it, because there's both. There's concern. It's all about vantage point. Do you want to make a big swing?
Yeah, but you're very confident just losing out on Pollard on one of those wide receivers. You feel like that it's a win.
I mean, if you need to make the move for a wide receiver, it makes sense. If you don't need to,
yeah, because my team's 2-6, and I feel like I got a strong team. I got the other wide receivers. I have Ken Walker and JT, and then I also have so my quarterbacks are Tua and Fields is coming back.
Well, trade Fields. Trade Fields with Pollard to get more. But you could also, especially if the Achane owner needed a quarterback, but Achane plus something like Debo or whatever for Pollard, you could maybe get something like that done. And if they needed a QB, throw in Fields.
Yeah, because my wide receivers are Garrett Wilson and Godwin, and I felt kind of comfortable with them. But if I could plus one, and kind of
all right,
and get something out of Pollard. Because I feel I don't know what Pollard's rest of the season outlook is, so
all right,
just try to capitalize what I can.
Got you loud, loud and clear. Appreciate you, pal. Go get him, Cub. Bring back what you got. Chris from Vegas, my boy. What's up?
Hey, Smitty, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm just doing these higher lows right now as I speak to you. And
No worries.
if I interrupt you, about one that I find, go ahead, hit me with it.
So, 2 quick questions. The first one is should I start Goddard or Taysom Hill this week at tight end?
Goddard or Hill? That one's tough because, I just want to pull up the schedule for away. So Saints are at home, right? Yeah. So that's a good matchup for Taysom Hill. It really is. I think. Let me put this over here. Here we go. So Goddard's got that Dallas matchup that's really tough, but it is in Philly. I think, Dallas is vulnerable, though. It's not like they shut everybody down, yardage-wise, and I think they can be scored on. So I'm not, petrified of using Goddard here. I guess I would say, you want a high-risk, high-reward play. Hill's been balling, and they've been getting him heavily involved. But as we've seen in the past, he's a great player to grab. I got him in a bunch of best ball drafts. We did a best ball video on that. Go get Hill and best ball. He's a fantastic player. And in Superflex, he should not be out there because in most formats, he's an eligible quarterback and tight end. And it just beautifully fits into your lineup with the bye weeks and injuries. And I've started him as a QB several times this year in a Superflex league as my starting QB. Last week, he was my starting QB in a Superflex league and my only QB because I got decimated with injuries. And he scored 21 points or whatever in that format. But he could also score 2 points. He could also run for 20 yards, and that's it, and score 2 points. So there's higher risk to it, but his matchup's really solid. And I'd say he's got more upside, but he's higher risk for sure. And Goddard is probably going to be capped at 8 to 12 points, but will probably get you 7 to 8 points at a minimum in PPR.
Okay. Yeah, it's non-PPR. I'm just thinking about rolling the dice with Taysom Hill. Just for a gamble.
Non-PPR, I probably would too.
My last question is, I know it's super early, but I'm just curious to get your thoughts on what players would be good to target in Dynasty leagues, thinking about the 2024. I know it's still super early, though.
Bijan. I'm seeing people get rid of Bijan in Dynasty, not in every league, but just because they're afraid. They're just deathly afraid. Or they're in win now mode and they're freaking out. So Bijan, obviously, you're not going to steal him away. Kincaid is climbing. I mean, this guy was almost free in Dynasty leagues a week or two ago. Now he's going up, but I still like acquiring him big time. I think all the top 3 quarterbacks, Mahomes, Josh Allen, Hurts, I think it just depends on, no one's going to devalue Mahomes right now. But again, if you're in a Dynasty league where someone's trying to win now and you can give them a quarterback that's playing better than Mahomes and you get to throw him something else that helps him win, it's a way to maybe get rid of a older player. Let me go to the fantasyfootballshow.com rankings and pull up a couple names off the top of my head. I'm blanking. Let's say you had a Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen's an older player, and I don't know how much dynasty value he has anymore. So if you're trying to get Mahomes, and let's say you have a quarterback, let me go back to my rankings and take a gander. Let's say you have a quarterback like Herbert. Let's say you got Herbert and Keenan Allen, and Mahomes is not touchable at all unless you're in a situation where someone can win now and you're able to go get Mahomes. That's what I'm trying to talk about. I know a lot of people say you can't get Mahomes in a dynasty. You can. It just depends on the person's situation that they're in. So I'm obviously trying to get that. And the only reason I say that is because there's a little bit of doubt right now because he's struggling multiple games. So there's just a little bit of injected doubt. And it puts that person in win now mode, if they're in win now mode, in a vulnerable spot because they want to win the cash money. As far as other players, I would say probably JT's interesting. Gibbs is obviously on the rise, but his ceiling is just untapped. Pollard is falling off the face of the earth, but still a young running back. He's still got some intrigue. Achane, a lot of people do think he'll break down and he's not built to be an elite running back. I still buy him. Walker's dropping off in redraft, so you got to assume that the dynasty values just wavering a little bit because people are trying to get rid of him in redraft. If you're trying to get rid of a guy like that in redraft, you got to think his dynasty values affected a little bit. I think Kyron's interesting, but I don't know how. Garrett Wilson, the fact that he's not anywhere near top 5 wide receiver rankings, I wonder what his dynasty appeal is going to be to people. Devontae Smith, I still love. Debo would be interesting. I don't think he has a ton of years left, but enough years. I think Olave, everyone's doubting Olave like mad right now. I'm sure that people are questioning whether he's got the talent, so I'd go after Olave. I think what other players make a lot of sense right now to go target in Dynasty?
Yeah, because I'm trying to get. I mean, I'm obviously my team's not doing so well, so I'm trying to get rid of the older players like you mentioned. So I'm trying to like make trades for like I have like Barkley and Godwin, players like that, to somebody that could possibly win now, and possibly get somebody that might help me in 2024.
I think Pollard's a good target for you. There's risk with it, but I mean, he's young enough.
Okay.
All right, my man.
Well, I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you. Later. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
All right. Let's get to this pick 'em real quickly. Okay. I love this 56.5 yards Pacheco. That seems crazy. He can get 56 yards rushing. Let's see. What was Mostert's? Mostert's rushing yards. Tyreek. Tyreek probably does score. Mostert 52.5. I'm going to take that. Tyreek, I think I'm going to come back for the Tyreek Tutty. I kind of want to just use yardage right now because some of these yards are really low. Kelsey 83, I guess that's high enough that I'm not going to mess with it. Rice 45.5 yards. I kind of like that. Rasheed Rice. Walker 52 yards. I'm going to take that. Baltimore's tough, but that's a good yardage mark. Lamar, I'm not going to go near that. Gus Edwards, 51 yards. This is like one of those unorthodox, not so Smitty groupings of 5 here. That seems pretty doable. Every one of those is a really low yardage mark. 51.5 rushing yards, Gus Bus. I think he gets that. Kenneth Walker, 52.5 rushing yards. I think he gets that. Isaiah Pacheco, 56.5 rushing yards. 45.5 receiving for Rasheed Rice. These are all running backs but Rice. And 52.5 rushing yards for Mostert. Does that not seem pretty damn easy? I feel like that's a really, really good grouping of 5 with some really low numbers, very achievable numbers. That seems pretty solid to me. Travis, good one. AR5. AR5 is another good QB to go get. AR5. Okay, let's put 10 on this one. Actually, let me screenshot this real quickly. Boom. And I'm going to put that on my IG. And we're going to put $10 on that. Pays $200. Oh, I gotta unplug. Because it doesn't, when it's plugged in, it takes away the address and it needs to verify. Okay, confirm. Boom. There you go. $10 pays $200. So Gus Bus, 51 yards. Kenneth Walker, 52. Doesn't that feel like a steal, everybody? That feels like a really good one. Take Pacheco off. Why, Carrick? Pacheco, 50-something yards. Why take that off? 56.5. I think that's easy for him to get. Look, Miami. I mean, some of these are tough defensive matchups, but we're talking about 50-something yards. We're not talking about 100 yards rushing. We're not talking about 120 yards. We're talking about 50. We're not talking about practice. We're talking about a game. Was leaning that way, says Maxi Boy. I don't know what Maxi's question was. Max, let's go search for your question. Falcons or Raiders D? Let's help Maxi out. Falcons or Raiders D? Falcons, Minnesota. Tempting. But Raiders, give me the Raiders. Give me the Raiders. They're hungry. They're fighting for this coach Pierce. They're Adams is hungry. The locker room's hungry. There's shakeup going on. There's difference being made. I just think the Raiders are going to ball in this week number. I forgot to talk about this with my boy who just dialed in. Dial in again real quick, my guy. I wanted to talk to him about the Raiders real quick. All right, well, that's all she wrote for tonight. Oh, we got Super Chat sitting here. My bad, guys. Goodness gracious. Timothy, I appreciate you. Chad Bender, appreciate you. Hassan, appreciate you. Chad Bender coming in with another one. I appreciate you, Chad. Thank you. Apologies for the wait. Trade JJ, Gibbs, Kyler for Burrow, Chase. I take Burrow and Chase, but that is close. I mean, Gibbs, JJ, and Kyler is pretty good. Does the chat disagree or agree on that one? Can we get a vote on this one? JJ, Gibbs, and Kyler is pretty good, though. Like, if Kyler is a top 5-6 quarterback, that's going to be good. But I'd probably take Burrow and Chase, man. Seems like the best one. Falcons D or Raiders D? Oh, Max, appreciate you again for... I know you didn't super chat, but just being here. And I wanted to answer a couple of the regular questions in there. Timothy, $5 hauler. I have Kincaid on the bench. Can't get Hall or Bijan, but do I trade Monty and Hawkinson for Pollard? I would probably, with Kincaid on the bench, I would probably take Pollard. And no, the problem is, man, is Pollard equal to Monty once Monty's back, and Monty will be back? I hope Pollard is, but I'd probably say you're not getting enough. I'm not saying don't make a move. I'm just saying this might not be the move to make. So I think we're forgetting how much Monty's going to get. Even if Gibbs is heavily involved, I think we're forgetting how much touchdown production Monty could have 2 touchdowns in this very first game back. I'd say you're giving up way too much. I'd try to get rid of Hawkinson to get like a wide receiver or something like, and keep Monty, or trade both of them for an Eckler. And if you can't, then I don't know that I just make the lowest bidder. It gets my 2 players, you know. The guy that has Ford, I can get who? I don't know what that means, Bender. He has Kamara and Christian Watson. Package Smith and Addison for Watson and Kamara and Ford. Package Smith and Addison for Watson. Christian Watson? Yeah, I mean, he's not a good buy right now, you know. Kamara and Ford. I guess you're just throwing him in. I get it. Package Smith. Package Smith and Addison for Watson, Kamara, Ford. Package Smith and Addison. I would take Kamara. I don't know why this is so hard for me to figure out right now. I'm just brain dead tonight. I'm exhausted after 3 videos, you know, today. I would take the Kamara, Watson, Ford side. Yeah, good job throwing in Watson, actually. That's a nice, like, add-in. He probably doesn't even care about him. Bender, that's a good move. I like that. It's Dynasty. 4 keeper. It's not a Dynasty. You guys got to stop calling keeper leagues Dynasty. It's not Dynasty. It's a 4 keeper league. I guess you could say 4 keeper Dynasty. I guess you could categorize it like that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'll take a lot, Bender. If you're keeping 4 players for life without any restrictions whatsoever, I guess that is a dynasty. It's a 4 keeper dynasty, I suppose. I mean, we traditionally call those keeper leagues, but dynasties really where you keep all your players forever. But I guess you could repurpose that name and say 4 keeper dynasty. But there has to be no restrictions on the keeper values. You just keep them forever. That's what dynasty is. Chase and Hill otherwise. So from a dynasty perspective, let me circle back because that was given to me at the end of this thing. And $10 hauler, by the way, Ben, we appreciate you. So now that this is dynasty, I got to go back up and reassess this. Smith, Addison for Watson, Kamara, Ford. I'm going to say negative now because if it's dynasty, you can't get rid of Devonta Smith and Addison for Kamara If you're winning now, I suppose. Then again, it's 4 keeper. I mean, are those even your top keepers? You have Chase Hill as your other wide receiver, so I guess it depends, Bender, on who the other keepers could be that you might not be telling me about, because maybe you're not going to keep Addison, maybe you're not going to keep Devontae Smith, and then winning a bunch of cash money with Kamara and also having Hill and Chase and 2 other players you love to keep anyway does make sense. I need more information. I'm sorry I was long-winded on that. Mint. Okay, thank you very much, Timothy. Thank you, Bender. Appreciate you. Asan with another one. Trade JJ. Already did that one. Appreciate you. Bender. Smitty is hilarious. Rockstar, man. Thank you, Bender. Appreciate you. Thanks, Smitty. You're the man. Thank you, Maxie. You're the man. And Perps, $20 hauler. Let's go, Perpy.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Perps to the moon. Smitty, I know it was only last month, but give the heart rate a spike before you call it a night. Give me 10. Thanks for everything, bro. Keeping Smitty on track for Turkey Day. I guess I could give you one more pump here.
Alert. Super chat alert. Alert. Super chat alert.
All right. I need to get back. I haven't since I was doing that. We aren't doing that anymore. So everybody's spared that. He just wanted me to do that now. But I haven't worked out the last 2 days straight since we quit doing it. So I need to get back on track. Riviera, appreciate you. 2 and 6 super flex. 4 points passing TDs. Allen, Burrow, fantastic quarterbacks. JT Jones. I'd probably trade Pickett if you can. I don't even know if you can right now. JT Jones. Hunt, Pierce, Roshan, Amon-Ra, St. Brown, Waddle, London, Watson, Pickens, Kincaid, Burrow, and Amon-Ra for Stroud and CMC. No. I don't think I do that. In Superflex, I don't think I do that. I don't know. Guys, what are we doing here? Are we taking CMC and Stroud in a Superflex, full PPR, 4 points per passing TDs? Are we taking Stroud and CMC or Burrow and Amon-Ra? Can I get a chat vote on this one? This one's really, really tough. I mean, I guess it depends on how you view Stroud. You know, maybe I do that. JT, Aaron Jones. Your wide receivers are Waddle. London's hurt. He's out. Pickens is obviously in question right now, but Watson, you're kind of borderline at wide receiver if you do this. I'd probably say give me CMC. You just bank on Stroud being good enough, you know, and the possibility that he's actually better than good enough. So I would take CMC. The Amon-Ra Burrow side is tough, though. That's a really tough side. I mean, Burrow could ball out, you know, so it depends on, I guess, what you see as of Burrow's. But I'd probably take CMC Stroud. Smitty's exhausted from the busy Friday videos, chats, Ron Navy, verbal judo, rough phone calls, and a long week getting called a liar. What? Perps to the moon. Appreciate Perps.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Perps to the moon. Dropping another 20 watt. Perps, appreciate you. That is all she wrote. Smitty, you're the man, people. Appreciate you. Perps with another $10 hauler. Unbelievable. Perps coming in with the strong thunder tonight. Thank you very much. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Thank you for drafting. Thank you to all my super chatters. Thank you to Perps. Perps, you dropped fire tonight, bro. G Money with a 20. Appreciate you. Perps with a 20. Perps with a 20. Double 20. Perps, appreciate you. I will see you all tomorrow at some point. We'll be doing the graveyard show, but maybe we do something in the middle of the day as well. I imagine there'll be some breaking news. I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you for drafting. Don't forget, Underdog Fantasy. Use the link pinned in the live chat. Underdog will match your first deposit, double your first deposit up to $500. So hit that link that's pinned in the live chat. That's in the description of every video, which essentially inserts code Smitty. So you can do that as well if you download the app. Just hit code Smitty. Appreciate you all. I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace out. Go get Devontae Adams. Go get these buy lows right now while you can on screen. You see them. They're right in front of your face. They've been in front of your face all night long, and there's actual compartmentalized video on not only the lot of these guys. So go look at that buy low list, that buy week 9 buys. But also there's a shorter version that talks about and isolates my top 4 of these guys. Adams, Kupp, Bijan, Debo, and Achane. So go watch that video, and it's got all 4 of them on the thumbnail. Do it live. Appreciate you. Thank you, Perps. Appreciate you, Perps. Perps to the moon. We'll send Perps to Saturn tonight. Perps, appreciate you. G-Money, my man. Big T, appreciate you. Big T, I got your email. Big T, what shirt did you win? Was it an Underdog shirt or was it a Grindhouse shirt, Big T, that you didn't get yet? They sent, both of them sent everything out, so I don't know if, hopefully you gave me the right address. Smash that like button on the way out the door. Only 80, hold on.
Alert. Alert. Panic mode initiated.
You're telling me I've been sitting in here for an hour and a half drafting with you. Okay, we've had over 300 people in the chat the entire time. It's now dwindling down to about 175, $1.75 in here. You're telling me 88 of you have punched that thumb up button. That's a damn that's a live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Live whenever big news breaks. And live at like midnight-ish. I think it was Grindhouse shirt. Okay, I'll look into it, Big T. Peace out.